Alright, now we're going to see the postings to cost center. This is a real postings to cost center. What we have created so far is just the cost center master data and its hierarchy and cost center groups and so forth. But now in this topic here, we're going to see how we are going to make use of the cost center in our postings, and the advantage of using cost centers for certain scenarios. Remember the transaction whereby I told you, in order to post the details of the staff party expenses, we can actually, the simple method is that we can actually use the long text to post the breakdown of the total amount of 20,000. So you can recall that we have created a FB 50 journal postings to post that transaction. Let me pull it out. I have saved it as a Park document, so let me pull it out. Let me get the list of Park documents, and then we can go to that Park document thereafter. Okay, I think this should be the one, and double click it. I hope you know what is a Park document, or one of our topic is covered Park document, so I'm not going to explain about it. Alright, here it is. Can you recall this posting whereby we have used the long text to store the details of the 20,000? Let me show it to you now. If I go here, I can see what makes up the $20,000. Here it is. These are the breakdown of the $20,000. And go back. Click OK. But I also told you that the problem with the long text is that you can't really have planning value and calculate the variance from that. Alright, look at this. Can you recall this topic whereby I told you if we were to use the long text to store this actual breakdown of the $20,000, then you can't have a planned value for these departments and also calculate the variance. Alright, this is a typical activity which happens in any finance department, whereby for each cost center or department, at the start of every financial year they will allocate a budget or planned amount to be spent for the department for a particular expense like staff party expense, and the person in charge of the respective department, which is normally the managers, should make sure that they do not exceed the planned amount or the budgeted amount. If they do, then the variance will be calculated to find out how much they have exceeded the budget or how much they spent under the budget. So this kind of calculations here, planning and calculation of variance, cannot be done using the long text, because it's just a text editor where you can key in a free text. So I also told you that if we were to use cost center, then we can elevate this problem and we can achieve what we want to calculate, which is the planned and a variance amount. So let me show you how to do that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to post a similar document like this, but this time I'm going to use a cost center. Alright, let me go there, go to B50, B50 is this. Alright, now I pull a date. Right, and then the GL account is let me open the session in the background. Right, I'm going to display it. Okay, the GL account is this. Just copy it, paste it here, and alright, the amount is 20,000, which is debit, but I'm not going to enter 20,000 now because I need to split the 20,000 into the various departments. So I need to enter like this, enter the first amount, which is 3,000, and then come here to the cost center. Where is it? Here, and then enter department 1. You can also choose, just choose, and then for the remaining amounts you need to do the same thing. Just select this and copy. Oops, I think I should have chosen this. Oh, okay, you see this message here. We're getting a message: create account 800001 as a cost element in controlling area Sun. I've forgotten one step, which I'm going to explain to you now. Okay, just hang on. Okay, let me explain what is the cost element is all about. As you can see, the system is asking us to create a cost element. See this, right? Before we proceed with this, the reason being the way how SAP architecture is linking FI and controlling module. What you're seeing here is the FI module, balance sheet and profit and loss. Alright, if I can use a layman's term, the profit and loss statement is just a breakdown of the retained earnings balance sheet account. So for those who know accounting, they can understand what I mean. The retained earnings is a cumulative profit and loss, alright, of a company, and the details of the retained earnings is known as profit and loss statement, where the breakdown of this amount will be illustrated in the profit and loss statement. So what is this arrow is showing is that the details of the expenses, a further breakdown of the expenses in the profit and loss statement is actually the cost center accounting or the cost center postings. Right, once you have understood this, let us look in understand the difference between a GL account and a cost element. As far as the posting is concerned in the FI module, in both in balance sheet and profit and loss, you know for sure that we are using GL account to carry the amounts to be posted to the financial statement. Alright, but when it comes to controlling module, in which the cost center accounting is part of the controlling module, this whole thing is controlling module. Okay, cost center accounting is part of controlling module here, and controlling module also has profit center accounting and internal order accounting, which I have not explained here, but just concentrate on the cost center accounting, which is part of the controlling module. SAP recommends that we use a different naming convention for the GL account when it comes to controlling module. The naming convention which will be used for the GL account is cost element. So a GL account from the FI module will be referred as or called as a cost element in the controlling module, but the GL account number will remain the same. For example, the GL account of this will still remain the same as a GL account, but the same number will be used as a cost element in the controlling module. Alright, I'm going to explain to you how we're going to create the cost element now. If you don't create the identical cost element in the controlling module, then you won't be able to post any amount to the controlling module sub-modules such as cost center accounting and profit center accounting. So first we need to create the cost element which is identical to the GL account. Let's do it now. Let's open a session. Come here, come here, come here, come here, and come here. Let me check what is the 2/1/2009. Okay, let's create a cost element now. Okay, cost element is further divided to primary cost element and secondary cost element. Alright, primary cost element is a type of cost element which has got a direct one-to-one link with the respective GL account in the FI module, whereas the secondary cost element will not have a direct link with the GL account, but it's used more for the cost to store the costs incurred within the controlling module. I'm not going to confuse more explaining about this, the difference between primary and secondary cost element. We just ignore that topic for time being and create the primary cost element. Then later on when we cover the product costing and so forth, I'm going to explain about the secondary cost element. Okay, now as I told you, the cost element number that we are going to use to create should be identical to the GL account which is found here. Alright, just press enter. Every cost element is time sensitive, meaning that it can be valid only for a period. So make sure you enter a period which is good enough to post the transactions within the period. So just press enter. Cost element category, just choose the first one, primary cost element. And name it as other expenses. You see the name and description is automatically populated from the GL accounts description. You can see here. If I can go to that standard hierarchy and FS00, sorry, FS00. Should be using FS00. See this, the description of the GL account is loaded into the cost element, and just proceed to save. Alright, now let us see whether we can save this transaction. We have created the cost element successfully, which is identical to the GL account. Let's go back and press enter again. Alright, I think we need to refresh the screen, so no choice, we have to delete this and create again. Let's do it. Press enter. So the screen is refreshed. Hopefully we will not get the error message now. You see, the error message has vanished since we have created an identical cost element. Alright, let's make this 3000 and enter the cost center here as department 1 and press enter again. Alright, looks like we need to quit this screen because it's not refreshed yet. although we have created a cost element, the system still cannot recognize it unless we quit and come in again. Enter the date and enter the cost element. $3,000. Cost center department 1. Press enter. Version 0 is not defined for fiscal year 2009. Let's see what's the problem with it. Alright, we haven't created a version yet. Let's press this. Okay, enter the controlling area. Okay, legal valuation, and then for version 0 we need to enable the version 0 for fiscal year 2009. Let's do it, because what is created so far is only 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. The version 2009 is not here, so we need to create one more entry here. We can just copy this and change it to 2009 and save it. I'm not going to explain about any other parameters because you might get confused. Just create one entry for 2009 and save, and you're good to go. I'll show you from the IMG path how we can come to this T code OKEV. Alright, let me cancel this, go to SPRO. Let me open another session. SPRO. Alright, remember we created the controlling area over here. The version that we created just now is over here, maintain versions. Alright, just choose this, controlling area settings, and click this and come here. So this is how you can come to the previous screen from the IMG menu path. Here you can see that version 2009 has been activated for version 0. The reason why we have this version is that the controlling area is further subdivided into versions. Let me explain that to you. So controlling, I need to open that. Hang on, here, this one. The controlling area is further subdivided into versions, version 1, version 2 and version 3, and the version is further subdivided into year. So you can have multiple versions for controlling area, and which is tagged to multiple years. As you can see here, version 0 is the minimum required version, and the rest of the versions are optional. Right, what we are using here now is version 0 and 2009. So if I were to draw this here, it will look like something like this: version 0 and (2009). Financial year 2009. So what it means is that this version and financial year, it does not control over the master data of the controlling area, such as controlling area, standard hierarchy, cost center, and so forth. This master data is independent of the version and the financial year. This version and financial year is used only for the data posted to this cost center. So in other words, it's wrong to draw this hierarchy here. The hierarchy will come only for the data, for the actual data that is posted. So the master data still remains like this, independent of the version, but I can post the data, actual data and plan data for each cost center using different version and different financial year for each controlling area. So this version and the financial year is only applicable or has influence to the data posted to the cost centers. Alright, there's something very important that you need to understand. Now let us create, let me check whether it's saved. Alright, it should have been saved. Let me close this, come back here. I think we have to, when I press enter, I see the error message has disappeared, which means that this amount that we are going to post is going to be posted to this section, to this version 0 and to this financial year. Alright, that's why the version and the financial year of the version is only applicable to the data which is posted. It's not applicable to the master data. Now let us copy this for department 2. Let me just change to department 2, 7,000. Department 2, 7,000. Okay, this has to be changed to department 2 and copy again. I want to make for department 3 and 4, 4,000 and 6,000, 4,000 and 6,000, department 3 and 4. Just hang on. Okay, so can you see that how I have divided the $20,000 of staff party expenses into multiple smaller amounts and assign them to the respective departments as a cost center proportionately based on this actual cost incurred. Alright, these two are not entered yet. Actually, this is a calculated value, it need not be entered, but you need to enter the planned values. I'll show that later. Now what we have entered is this, the actual incurred departmental cost, and all goes into the same GL account, which is the staff party expenses. Now let us credit the cash in hand, credit, enter 20,000 on the offsetting side. So we are not going to use any long text for this. So now all set to go. Let's simulate this Oh, additional assignment, just double click, you know what it is, just enter the date, F4 F2 and go back and simulate again. Alright, all looks good. Now look at this, we have credited $20,000 from cash and debited to our staff party expenses account, which is 800001, and we have to split the amount according to the respective department costs. So this is how we are going to post it. If you want to check one line item, just double click here. You can see that it's posted to department 1, the cost of 2,000. 7,000 is posted to department 2. You just have to double click here in order to get the details. Yep, all confirm. Now post this. So what we have essentially done is, instead of using the long text to store the breakdown of the $20,000, we have used cost centers. We have used cost centers to post the individual amount. Alright, we are getting an error. You know why? We have not created number range assignment for the documents created in the controlling module, which is explained here. Maintain the number range for CA documents. Let's do it now. We need to exit this. I think we need to enter all over again. Doesn't really matter, we can do that. Alright, let me go to SPRO, IMG, controlling, general controlling, over here, number ranges. Alright, this is the second step which we have not done yet. Now call up the controlling area, which is Sun, and click this. So we need to enter the number ranges. Let me check how we can enter. Right, we need to click these groups and go to CO through postings from FI. This is a business transaction which will be triggered when you post a document using the FB50 transactions to controlling. That's why it's called at CO through postings from FI. For each business transaction we need to assign a number range. So our business transaction just now using FB50 is coin. Let's do that now. We need to select a group, point on it, and then click this. So it's selected. Now click this. Let me check. I think this. Okay, sorry about that. Firstly, you can't select this. These are business transactions. You would actually go to group and create a group first. Just press insert and just specify your CEO postings. From FI, then create an interval 1 to 9999999, then press this so that this number range has been created. Just select this and assign it here, right? Point here and then select this, so both are selected, then press this. Alright, so we have assigned the number range group of CO postings from FI to these business transactions, and we are good to go. Alright, have you understood that? Just press save and come back, and now we can display it over here. See, That's, you can also see the groups that you have created. It's this. Alright, go back. Let's try to post it again now. Okay, let's go to FB50 and too bad, we need to enter everything again. This account, let's do it fast. Hopefully this time around we can get everything correct. 3,000, 7,000, 4,000 and 6,000. 3,000. Let me do this first. Cost center is department 1, and then copy this, make a copy, make a copy, make a copy. So I think it's 4, right? Yeah, okay, now we can change it. 7,000, 4,000 and 6,000, and change the departments accordingly. 2, 3 and 4. Now we can simulate again. Oh, sorry, we have forgotten the cash in hand. Let's select that, and that should be credit 20,000. Then simulate. I need to explain something to you. You need to enter the cost center only to the expenses account. You don't have to enter cost center for the asset account, which is the cash in hand, because as I explained to you, the cost centers postings will always come from the expenses side and not from the asset side from balance sheet. So nothing has to be posted from the asset side to cost center, because we always need to track the details of the expenses accounts in a profit and loss account in the cost center accounting, because this is something like a sub ledger of the expenses account in the profit and loss statement. It is not, cost center accounting is not a sub ledger of any of the asset accounts. So that is the reason we are not entering any cost centers here for the cash in hand. Let's proceed to simulate. Oh, alright, we need to enter the due date. Same thing, F4 and F2. Come back, simulate again. Alright, we have all the settings back again. Let's try once again. Save it. Since we have created a number range for the CEO documents generation, we should be able to post it now. So far so good. Alright, can you see? Document 23 has been posted. This is a financial document, okay? Don't get mistaken that it's a controlling document. There will be an identical controlling document will be posted in the controlling module using the number range that we have created just now. So let me show that now. You go to environment, or display this document that we have posted just now. Alright, this is a FI document that is posted. Let's see what posting has been generated in the controlling module, because as I told you just now, for each posting in the FI module there will be a corresponding posting to cost center accounting, which will be posted to the respective cost elements. Let me prove that to you. Come here, come to environment, go to document environment, and go to accounting documents. See this? This is the controlling document which has been generated. Ignore about special purpose ledger. We are not going to explain about that. The controlling document, since the number range that you have created just now is 1 to, let me show that, maybe you have forgotten that. Remember, we have created a number range for all the controlling documents generation. See this? The current number is 1 because it has created controlling document now. This is where it's creating the number. Status. Alright, let's double click this. It will start running from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so forth. Let's double click and see how the system posts documents in the cost center accounting. Formatting the report. See this? This is actually a document which is generated in the cost center accounting over here. Alright, let me show that to you how it looks like. You see this? CTR stands for cost center, department 1. Department 1. Cost element is a GL account. I told you in cost controlling module we don't call the GL account as GL account, we call the GL account as cost element. This is the one that we created just now, and you can see the individual postings by department, which will total up to 20,000, and the whole thing is posted using the document number 10001, because our document number is generated using the number range that we have entered. You can see the reference document here, which always link back to the FI document number, which is 23. Alright, you can double click this, it will take you to the FI document number, which is this. So you can cross reference. Alright, now I'll show you how to view the cost center reports later on. But before that, I'll briefly show you how we can view the postings in the respective cost center. I should not have exited this. Let me go in first. Let me open another session instead. We don't need this anymore, so we go to controlling cost center, master data, financial systems, reports, plan actual comparison, cost centers. Okay, this is a report. Let me show that again. I'm going to show you how these postings can be found in the respective cost center. You can enter the cost center group, or you can enter the individual value. Let me show you what's the difference. Enter the cost center group as Sun, and the financial year 2009, and the period 1 to 12, and controlling area is Sun, and execute. You can see all the departments under the cost center group. Cost center group of Sun has been retrieved. You can see department 2 is here. If you double click here, you can see the total of all the cost centers. If you want to see the individual amounts, just double click here. You can see the individual amounts. Department 7 is 7,000. Department 3 is 4,000. 4 6,000. Department 1 is 3,000. Alright, all from the posting that we have done just now. And you can see there is a column for the planned cost, and also there's a column for absolute variance. This corresponds to our reporting requirement, which is here. I'm going to show you how to input the planned values for the cost centers, so that this will be filled. Once this column is filled, the absolute variance will be calculated automatically. Currently now is 3000 minus 0, which is 3000, so you see the same amount here. But if you have a planned cost here, 3000 minus that planned cost, you will get the variance here, which is what we wanted under the variance column here. We will cover that later on, and the variance percentage will show the difference in terms of percentage. This looks good, right? Alright, you can recognize. Can you recognize this structure here? This is a structure that we have created using the standard hierarchy, so it's displayed accordingly. If you want to view only the department 1's value, just erase that off and enter department 1 in the values and execute. You will see only the department 1. Alright, this is only for department 1 over here. Now that's the end about